Today on Blasting Turbo Ports, Mark's fumbling with his Steam Deck.
You might as well just say fumbling with his deck. It sounds so fucking dirty.
I had too much fun with my Joy-Con and now it's dead.
Oh god!
And we've got
That's even worse, honestly.
And we've got a special guest who has his own piece of meat. Anyway, guys.
That's how our podcast resort to, people. Fucking dick jokes.
This is Blasting Turbo Ports. Finally on video, by the way. This is our first video feed for Blasting Turbo Ports.
It is shit.
I'm Bryan Swan.
I'm going to unplug my shit. It's probably fucking with your setup.
I'm Bryan Swan, joined alongside
K9 Biscuits! Woo!
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And yeah, this is gonna be a fun time. So, yeah, Mark, how is everything going just in the realm of gaming? We'll talk about what you've been playing on, but first, just thoughts on things in life. How's everything going?
Games are good. Still, I just don't have time to play them.
You sound like the president. Games are good. Life is good. Yeah. Guys, I don't know why he...
Tommy's gonna get much worse.
Yep.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Uh-oh! You must travel to the 3 biomes of Monarch and retrieve the tomes of knowledge.
Don't you worry, Toku. We won't let you down.
We've been playing Mickey's Island of Illusion, which is it looks like a Rayman successor, but I mean it's not. It's its own thing, especially since like it's a Metroidvania. I was hoping it was a level-to-level linear sort of game, but it's still. The game still looks freaking beautiful. I love the animation and the cutscenes are funny. They're just like a cartoon. They're a cartoon.
Absolutely. I think that it is. It was cool in terms of its quality. Clearly, it's capped at a budget. You know, you're not going to get a lot out of it in terms of like animation and movement. But it's solid for what it is.
For that art style, I think it's the most they can do. Yeah. They tried their best with that art style.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
I just wish it was a level-to-level game.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But like, I'm not. It's the same way I feel about open world games. I'm not the creative type to like want to make my own path. I just tell me where to go and just give me a route to give me a clear route to the end credits.
Right.
That's it.
100%.
But like, I'm still fine with open worlds. I'm still fine with Metroidvanias. I'll still play them. I just like my linear shit more. I just want a flat experience. Just wait straight through. That's just me.
100%. Yes, indeed. And in fact, I think, Mark, we are...
It's still fun. I still can't wait to play more of it, though.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think we're going to be joined by a special guest.
No, we're not.
So I'm going to pause it here, and we'll be right back.
Beyond the edge of reality lies a story of ultimate conquest, a story of war and friendship, a story of a love that can never be, and a hatred that always was. And now, the most anticipated epic adventure of the year will never come to a theater near you. Final Fantasy VII.
PlayStation.
That's some great magic you did there, Mark. How's that even possible? What the fuck?
I didn't fucking do the magic.
As you see, I'm wearing all black, so I just kind of like just snuck it through the shadow. They like the corner of the room.
That's a good point. That's a good point. How's the world doing, Bacon?
It's doing good. It's doing alright. It's doing alright so far.
Yes,
I'm chilling.
How do you like our totally immersive Biscuit studio?
I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely something. I saw a little bit of the set when he put it up one time a while back, but now that I'm actually here looking at it, it looks really good.
Yes, indeed.
I like it.
A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money from this man.
I wish we were here for the Cowcast. We were like, the Cowcast is fun. We're watching memes and shit.
Yes, indeed. You can find the Cowcast, of course, on the Screen Blast podcast link.
Can you?
Are they good memes?
You can. A couple good memes. All right, let's get back into what we're playing. Bacon, you got anything that you've been playing lately yourself? Anything cool? Anything nice? Something nice?
All fucking fighting games.
Shut the fuck up.
I ain't gonna lie.
He's a goddamn stereotype. He's a goddamn stereotype.
Hey, good discharge. I've been playing Street Fighter 6, of course. That's definitely been the one thing that's kind of really...
I haven't played it since I last played with you.
It's crazy though.
I do. I just don't have the time for like video gaming in general. My fucking busy ass work life. I do want to play more World Tour mode. It seems like you get the most character out of that story mode from the Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, surprisingly, I haven't actually done a lot in the World Tour, but it's actually really good. It's pretty good.
So how's the fighting game scene going for that game? It's like yeah, Ken won Evo. I know that. Or
yes.
Is that news? Should we wait for news for that one?
Nah, no, jump in on this.
Okay,
now.
yeah.
Jump in on this.
Yeah, I know Ken won Evo, and like Ken, because like there's like within Street Fighter community, there's an overpopulation mass of people who just like Ken, and also Ken in Street Fighter 6 is just really good. So it's just an unbalanced of like there's all the other characters, and then there's just Ken. Ken mains everywhere off the wazoo.
So the one thing I would say about Ken is that I think he's he's very well versed in being able to put himself in the best advantage possible. But right now the main consensus is that there's about like 4 to 6 characters where they kind of stand significantly a little bit above the rest. But as far as like how good the rest are good in like other ways, but they kind of just slightly are in the shadow of the other things that the other characters have. So Ken is definitely up there. His ability to put you in the corner is probably second to none, and it's actually fucking terrifying. I was training with somebody earlier in the week, and I ain't gonna lie, that shit was frustrating. That shit's frustrating. He's really good, and he's got some good damage behind him. Then you got JP. JP has also been very strongly considered, even to be stronger than Ken. But like with him, it's just really hard to just approach him. A lot of times he's constantly hitting you from anywhere on the screen if you're good enough to do it. Then you got Marissa, who just blows up your health bar. That's literally it.
Who's that magic guy? Is it JP?
Yes.
Yeah. Is he top tier, or is he one of the top tiers?
Yes.
Because like when you learn how to, when you learn how to use them, like you were just like, I couldn't get near you.
Yeah. That's pretty much playing JP. It's really hard to get close to him. But yeah, the guy that won Evo, his name's Angry Bird. Shout out to Angry Bird. Good for him.
Shout out.
But then, you know, it's funny though. I think right after that, it was a tournament, I believe it was in Dubai, where he was also there. And then he lost to the one person that was also the top. I think he came second. He lost to him. That shit was bad.
I know there's like another Bird player, because like they're a team. Angry Bird and somebody else.
Big Bird. That's my who you're thinking of. I think they're from the same country.
Crazy.
I don't quote me on that one, but I do know that they
quote
are familiar with each other.
Quote everything he says.
Don't quote anything I say.
Every single second.
I'll disagree just a second. I'll go right back in the shadows. In my all black. I'll hide. I'll hide from all.
By the way, he didn't sneak over here. Like, they're off camera. Bryan was like, "Hey, can you throw this thing away from me?" Okay, and I just opened up my trash can. And I just got like, "Whoa!"
Just popped out.
And like, yeah, he was just
popped
there.
out of like a Pringles.
He was just there, and I just calmly closed the trash lid, and like you saw during recording, he just somehow got out.
Yeah. So what I'm getting here is I'm not really someone that's knowledgeable about Street Fighter much at all, but it sounds like there's not really any character that's really overpowered. It's about the fact that all of them are overpowered. At least the core characters that are so powerful, they're not like those core characters are overpowered. But having overpowered like levels, or each of them has their own specialty of being overpowered, you know, you're not going to get to the point where one is so overpowered, like a PlayStation All-Star situation where it was obvious.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Something like that. It's like every single character has got some sort of bullshit that they have, and it can be utilized pretty decently if you know what you're doing. Like even now, like I do play JP, but I also like playing Ryu. But I did play a little bit of Kento as well. I really like playing Ryu.
I like playing Blanca and just doing the Sonic the Hedgehog homing attack on everyone.
Girl, they gave Blanca another ball.
They just made him Sonic. Sonic fans play Blanca.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Blanca really
He's got the spiky hair too.
He's very obnoxious too. He's very obnoxious with like a lot of the cast. It just like he just can just do things, and it's just very annoying. Cause like they gave him a ball, so basically he has the one on the ground where he goes horizontally. He has another one where it goes from ground to air, but it goes in an arc. And then he has a third one, which is new to the game, where he jumps and then does it. Similar to Kano from Mortal Kombat. And I ain't gonna lie. All of them, every single one is obnoxious. But that third one I mentioned, extremely obnoxious.
Whoa, kid! It's so beautiful! It's a snow day, the most magical of days in a young child's life.
So we got a new South Park game announced. This thing, it's long in the tooth. People have been wanting another South Park game, any type of South Park game. 6 years, by the way, since Fractured Butthole. This is the announcement of this game, by the way.
What did he say?
Fractured Butthole? That's what I do to people sometimes. But the announcement of this new game came in 2021, by the way. This was where they announced that there were going to be new movies, they're going to get new seasons, and a new game, and everyone was wondering what type of game it would be. We finally know. This is going to be a multiplayer game in which players come together in, by the way, up to 4-player co-op as they fight through the streets of South Park on a snow day.
Let's go.
Unlike previous titles, this is developed by Question Games under the THQ Nordic banner, not under Ubisoft. So, guys, the unknown date in 2024 when it comes out. What do you guys think of South Park Snow Day?
Which is funny. The original Stick of Truth was being developed by the old THQ before they
they died.
Yeah, and like now it's back to THQ with a new THQ.
Very interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think of the overall teaser there? I mean, the idea of using a day such as the snow day, which is such an important thing. You know.
I thought that image looked cool, but I thought like that look only looks good when it's at like a flat angle, when it's at like a flat 2D angle. I mean, other than that, it's just like, it doesn't like the graphics itself. It doesn't look too great. I mean, this the South Park style in general, it just looks the best at flat angles.
Of course.
it looks fine otherwise. It just looks fine. It looks like an online multiplayer competitive game. If it's not that, because like you said, it was like a co-op game. It looks like your average like 4-player dungeon beat 'em up, kind of like Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything interesting or anything that new.
What about you, Bacon?
But I like South Park, so.
Yeah, I was thinking along the same things there. The one thing that really piqued my interest is that THQ is actually going to be, it was on the THQ with the Question Company. And
yeah.
I admit, when you said that, I said, I think I actually have some pretty, I think this game will do pretty good. I personally think it'll do pretty good. I also think it's going to end up being a beat 'em up. I'm surprised they moving away from that
style that they've stuck to.
Not even necessarily the style, but I guess the type of gameplay.
RPG. It's the game franchises. I mean, game IPs they branch out in general. This is nothing new for South Park. I mean, their first game was a first-person shooter.
Really?
On Nintendo 60, and it was awful. It reuses the same. I think it reuses the same engine as Turok.
Starting today, you will believe an ass this fat can fit into a cartridge this small.
I'm not fat. I'm getting in shape.
You better be, because South Park is under attack.
What was the name of that South Park game?
South Park.
Just South Park?
South Park again.
Interesting.
I see.
And it was awful.
Yeah.
I think a lot of their early games were awful.
Yeah.
That's why Trey Parker and Matt Stone they really wanted to have a heavy hand in Stick of Truth because they were tired of all these awful games.
Yeah.
For South Park. This bullshit product.
Yeah.
We need some good stuff on the market.
Now I know that they only had one game announced. I would definitely prefer. By the way, before getting off of this and talking about some other thing I'd like them to do, I do think though that the joy of South Park is playing in that world, whether or not it's standard or not, or a different or a game mode that we've seen before, a gameplay style that we've seen before. It's about the fact that you're hearing Matt Stone, Trey Parker doing those voices, making jokes, comedy of South Park being in a game. I am glad that we're still getting that. I do think that it still is a spectacle, and so yeah, I think this is going to be another enjoyable time. If they're still going to think about other games, I would love for them to finally remake South Park karting.
You've taken her abuse.
Miss Patrick, shut up, kid!
stick it up her tailpipe with South Park Rally, the racing game of demented proportion.
Everyone has had a kart game. I would love South Park to have a karting game.
There's
so many ideas that they could go for. So many places they could have. You imagine hell. You imagine Mexico. Their interpretation, by the way, of Mexico, Somalia.
It's
just all these stupid episode places that they could definitely go to.
It's weird that this game makes a deal out of in 3D, and South Park has been in 3D before.
Yeah. For gaming though, it has been in 3D for gaming too.
Its first game was a fucking first person.
I don't think they want anyone to remember those.
They don't, but it's I don't know why they try to make a big deal out of it, especially on just a 3D game in general. That's a selling point.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and move into the next topic here. So, guys, I don't know, Mark, I would think you already know about this. Sonic, you already do?
Yeah.
Yeah, about the thoughts on why. Do we have an actual reason why Sonic Mania 2 is not going to exist, at least as of now? We had a sort of quote here from the lead of the Sonic team. He said, quote, "We wanted to bring this game to as many people as possible, and in order to really make it look and feel as appealing to a wider audience, we needed to use the 3D assets to really give it that current look. We do know that core fans want that old classic Sonic look. They want that old classic Sonic feel, so he focused on making sure that controls were solid and the look and the feel was really representative of a classic Sonic game. But he leaned into the idea, the overall, that Sonic in the present would only sell well through the lens of being in 3D. Mark, do you agree with that sort of impression that Sonic team lead said?
So, look at the fucking Sonic Mania sales are fucking amazing. So that's
Right.
that's dumb.
Exactly.
But I think this is an excuse to for them why they're not. They're just using that excuse to tell people why they're not making Sonic Mania 2. This is not confirmed, but my theory is the actual excuse of them not making Sonic Mania 2 is because they just want to make a 2D Sonic game themselves. Because when the year Sonic Mania came out around the same year as Sonic Forces.
Yes.
Sonic Mania is, of course, an official Sonic game that was built by fans. Also, Sonic Team also did have a hand in it, but it was also mostly built by fans. Sonic Forces came out that same year, and it came in after Mania, and critically it was it wasn't terrible, but it was reviewed much lower than Mania, and everyone was just saying, how the fuck are fans making a better Sonic game than the actual people?
I'm gonna be honest.
Man, Sega doesn't know how to get it right, and I'm pretty sure they're fucking embarrassed like shit. So they're like, we're doing the next 2D Sonic game, all right? We're doing the next 2D Sonic game. That's all us, all right? This is we can do it too. We can do it. This is easy for us too.
Right.
Sonic Super. I'm not mad because they're still making a 2D Sonic. The Sonic Superstars looks good. And from what I hear, it's they got the physics right. People who play the demo at Summer's Game Fest said the game feels right, and the developers who worked on Sonic Mania played it and said, yeah, they got the physics right, so it's good. And as for 2D Sonic games, pixelated Sonic games, we're probably not gonna get an official one anymore, but I don't really care. There's Sonic fan games out the wazoo that happen every year. We're getting some good. I probably need to make a canon business video on them. But we're getting a lot of good ones this year too. Every year there's something called Sage, which is the Sonic Amateur Game Expo.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, and also every year there's a Sonic hacking contest.
There's just a Sonic Expo where they have
two different communities. There's one for Sonic hacking and one from Sonic games built from the ground up by fans.
That's impressive.
It's great.
That's how big of
it is great, and there's they always make some great shit.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's all free.
Nice.
And you also have original IPs being built out of that. Spark the Electric Jester was originally a fan game, and that was from the Sonic that was from Sage. Have you ever heard of Freedom Planet? That was first introduced in Sage.
So they've had legs beyond just this idea.
Oh yeah, there's like plenty of game developers that like are making their own IPs now that like started making shit for the Sonic Amateur Game Expo and Sonic Hacking Contest.
And that's just the legacy also of Sega being more of a lenient company, obviously, than the big red Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
you know, so much.
Yeah, because they don't take down Sonic shit. They
companies and
support
stuff.
it. They acknowledge it. I mean, well, they can't acknowledge it officially,
Right?
But they know it exists. They know it's out there, and they thumbs up it.
Right.
Like, hey, you guys are doing some good work.
I like that.
Just don't ask for profit. Then you're a fucking.
Yes.
Yeah, don't touch on.
Just don't ask for profit from an RP. Like even like there's I think you've heard of it. There's a good like Sonic fan fighting game. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly.
I forgot the name of it.
I don't know the name, but I know exactly.
Yeah, but it's really good.
Oh no, I dig it. As a fighting game fan, I look at that.
That's a Sonic. That's from.
This looks like something I would probably play on my spare time.
Yeah, but I look forward to those games. But I look forward to that every year. But like, yeah, like that doesn't mean anything for me. Just Sega just wants to do it themselves. They'll let them do it themselves. They got their butt hurt over the Sonic Mania criticism. Sonic Mania versus Sonic Forces criticism.
Yeah.
So
now I will admit, when I first looked at this quote, and I was thinking before he got to the side note, I was thinking that they were probably going to take more of a Generations approach to where they have a blend of 2D portion of the stage and a 3D portion of the stage.
Oh no, Sonic Superstars is.
And
all
that's
2D.
what that is. That's what Superstars is. Right?
It's all 2D.
Ah, gotcha.
But the sprites are 3D, right?
Huh?
Isn't it? Aren't those sprites?
No, I mean it's 2.5D. I mean, I'm sorry. He was saying Sonic Generations like a portion of it is going to be 2D, a portion is going to be 3D, but like there's no modern Sonic gameplay. It's just it's all classic Sonic gameplay.
Gotcha.
It is Sonic Superstars looks like the 2D sections of Sonic Generations.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, there's no issue here. It's just Sega being butthurt.
Now I will also add this. Shout out to all the modders out there. For whatever reason, they always tend to give something that the people that play the games want. Whether it's make complete sense or they're appealing to how can I put this? They're appealing to the horny.
Yeah,
it's going to be either one of those two. It's going to be like, yo, this is great gameplay, great solid game, or then you have like the incident where the tournament organizer got caught with the Chun-Li mod. We was all like, yo.
Shout out to all those, because again, like there's a lot of. I know exactly what you're talking about. I play a lot of City Skylines myself.
They got them 4K.
Right, I played a lot of City Skylines myself, and one thing that community really has done is significantly strengthen that game's value, because as someone that, with City Simulation, you want all the flexible options that you need, and it's been modders that have really made that game
sort of
have better life, quality of life. Nothing sexual, of course, in the City Simulation game, but of course you just have better quality of life options for infrastructure.
I wouldn't even say it's disappointing. If anything, I'm ashamed.
Where's the sex?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump on, but yeah, shout out to the modders that do what they can to make a game better. All right. Oh god, that's the main point. But all right, I want to talk about this. I want to lean into the main point here, and that'll be sort of how this wraps up. But leaning into this main topic here, the re-release of Red Dead Redemption. The re-release announced only for PS4 and Switch includes the formerly popular Undead Nightmare DLC. This game was hilariously priced for $50, which you can get right now, by the way. When IGN asked Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick about the price of the 13-year-old re-release, which comes with no multiplayer and no quality updates, he said, quote, "That's just what we believe is the commercially accurate price for it. $50, Red Dead Redemption is from 2010, a time when Rockstar was thought of as much more respectable than now. GTA, just off the presses of GTA 4, they had made quite a slate of games in the 2000s at the time. People were expecting that they were going to be pretty consistent on that, and we realize now that after 2013, they were going to be fucking silent. GTA 5, and then Red Dead, and then absolutely, Red Dead 2, and then absolutely nothing. Nada for years. So, guys, I just want to talk about this before getting to the main point.
So wait, Rockstar is re-releasing a game from over a decade ago? Like, and charging regular price for it?
They're charging...
Why the fuck would they would never do this. It's not the Rockstar I know.
Well, I would personally like to tell you, you're fucking wrong.
Because I think this is very interesting, because there's a lot of people that are extremely excited for GTA 6. There's this hype around GTA 6 that's unreal. And also the idea of Grand Theft Auto...
I hope that excitement can last for the next 12 years, because, or like in the next 2 decades, because that's how, like, by the time we're ready for GTA 7, we're going to be on GTA 6 for, like, on our 20th year.
It'll be, I promise you, PlayStation 7 will be out by the time.
I have
PlayStation 8, you mean?
Probably.
I have a slightly misogynistic take on GTA 5 that I will tell you guys off camera.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Got some shit in my ass. I'm gonna just do this as I'm fucking cleaning this shit up. But, yeah, Red Dead, this Red Dead topic, it's not surprising. Number one, Kotaku reported back in... earlier this year that the sale, I think it was last year or this year, that the sales from the trilogy that they remade, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, did so poorly that Take-Two Rockstar reassessed the idea of doing a GTA 4 remake and doing a further remake of this original Red Dead, because they just thought sales weren't doing well. Now, obviously, the backstory of this is that they made a terrible fucking remake.
Yeah, deservedly so. It didn't sell well because word of mouth is fucking caught on.
Yeah.
And people are just like pirating the original shit they took off to begin with.
Yeah, but it's like, how dare you? How dare you actually disrespect us?
So okay, so no changes, no even upscaling. So what's just stopping people from? Did they take off the original PS4 and Xbox?
So what's funny is right now it's available on Xbox for $40 with a 4K upres.
All I know is that the modders will definitely do a better job doing that.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yeah. I am unsure about that. I just know that on Xbox right now it was reported that for $40 you can buy this actual game which is already too much. $40 for a game that came out on PS3 in the heart of the PS3 era. That is fine to say the least. It's no legendary game. It's not like some Star Fox remake. You know, like $40 for a Star Fox remake, sure, but this is none of that. You know, it is very it's, to me, it leads into the overall point that I wanted to get to, which is gaming overall just getting too expensive? Is gaming this price? Has it been this pricey to begin with, and we're just sort of finally getting our rose-colored glasses off, or is this a fine stance to have as a company? Like, you know, we're kind of talking about this, shrugging it off, but is this sort of something?
By the way, Red Dead Redemption is on PlayStation 4 for $50.
Again, no.
If you haven't bought
Mark,
the game,
no, that's already out. That remember this was announced for August 17th, so it literally just dropped today. But you guys will see this later. But this is already replaced on PS4 what was the old re-release or port, whatever you want to call it, of the PS3 version.
It's probably going to constantly go on sale because,
I mean,
GTA 5 constantly goes on sale, or they constantly give it out for free in some capacity, like when it was on Epic Store or some shit. So I guess it's maybe it's a sort of thing where like they'll make the base price just pricey so they can have like a decent, so they can give an excuse to have a decent amount of
There is no plan for DLC. There is no plan for expansion. This is just the old thing. There is no.
When a sale happens, people are more incentivized to get it.
That's because you say that it's on sale.
That's a tactic in like marketing in general. Just like give it a base high price. So instead of like giving it the base cheap price, when it goes on sale for the base cheap price,
then
going
people
to give it.
Go out to get it.
Yeah.
Yes. What I'm saying with this overall idea though leads to the point. If people are so excited that a game like this from 2010 is on sale for, let's say, $30, and they're hyped about the fact that Red Dead 1 from that an unupresed non-online multiplayer Red Dead Run is $30 hypothetically during the holiday season. Has gaming gotten too expensive? Is this just the norm? Was this always the way that it was? Are we missing something Where in the past it was pricey. Like, I'm just in comparison, for instance, PlayStation, obviously, like in terms of the cost to make games, PlayStation revealed that The Last of Us 2 and Horizon each cost $200 million to make, to produce those games. The expense for that was $200 million. That's like a high-end movie. Nintendo, by the way, claimed that their first-party games will stay at $60, even though Tears of the Kingdom crossed in the $70s. So, we're getting these increase in prices.
Is this a question for like developers or the consumer?
Both, like in terms of just the stance, the stance of both. Obviously, for developers, they want to make as much money as possible, potentially.
True.
But I feel like like people, some of these people, like I listen to a couple of podcasts. And there's a couple members where the idea of gaming being too expensive. I think $70. I understand that games have been more expensive in the past.
Yeah, they have fluctuating prices. Right, a copy of Mario 64 was $90.
Yes, and games have been $60 for a while. I understand that, and that was a cap. But I feel like the idea of going up to $70, especially in the present, is a bit ridiculous. Just because games are not as they were in the 90s. These were complete experiences. These were
even 2000s.
Even the 2000s, when games were $60, games were complete experiences. They were finished experiences. What you're getting at here is you're getting games for $70, $80. For Madden, you have to spend $90 to get the full experience, apparently. There's a base experience on Madden, but for the full experience, you have to spend $90.
The fuck?
Well, I think there's...
Hold on. What the fuck else are they going to add on Madden?
There's more stuff in terms of the...
What?
The something play... the Ultimate Team, yes.
Yeah.
Ultimate Team. Franchise mode is the same price. Nothing changes there. But from Ultimate Team for other stuff in the yard thing that they were doing, I think, or whatever that was, that's gotten more perks or whatever. So just trying to make that experience bigger.
Yeah.
This is a loaded question because, it's what you deem as a full experience, because sometimes games, if there's, games with, story, even games with, story DLC, sometimes the base game from, beginning to end credits, you can still count that as, a complete experiences.
Yes.
And sometimes it'll feel like a complete experience, even without playing with the extra story DLC. That doesn't mean just because you don't have it, it's full. It's just, extra shit. But, some games will just, will cut themselves in half. And so you can purchase that other half. So it depends on the game and developer. A lot of, I can see why games are getting more expensive because they're compared to what games are back then. These the experience is much different nowadays. Where it's especially for PlayStation games, first party AAA PlayStation games are very much more cinematic, like a playable movie.
Again, $200 million the cost of Last of Us 2 and Horizon 2 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot to produce. That's a lot of time and money to sink in. But I'm saying, in general, we're talking about, let's say, third-party games. The Ubisoft open-world games that have been the benchmark for generic open world for the past 5 years.
They use the same engine every time.
They use the same...
That's what I'm saying, there's a lot of factors going into it.
Far Cry, for instance, does that deserve to be a $70 game? I don't think so.
Now, I want to add this. So I think Ken and I made a lot of great points on as far as how do you what's the standards for how do you measure if a game is worth what they're asking for.
Right.
I will say I'm leaning towards yes for a more direct answer to this question.
Gotcha.
But I do think that there are some titles that do deserve what they're asking for. It's not a lot, but there are some. Now, as we have all mentioned early on when I first came in through the shadows on the set, I'm a really big fighting game fan. So a lot of what we get, we may not get at the on base launch, or Absolutely. We get a lot of updates via patches and also additional content.
Right.
So I do think that depending on the game and how they add more things to the base game, I do think that's also very important to look at, because the other game I play a lot often is also Apex, and they're trying to keep the player base active by giving them more things to get for their particular character.
That started
similar to Fortnite.
That started at a cost, and then they realized that they couldn't make money on it, and they made it free, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or did
so you can so there's really and Fortnite does the same thing too. There's really a couple ways you can get it. So you can either earn it in-game currency through playing over a span of time,
right?
Or you can make the purchases by money to get the currency faster.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now Fortnite has the same thing, but like Fortnite is so sensationalized with the people that play it. They cater to both the casual crowd and the competitive crowd, even more so that like back in if from my personal opinion, the heyday of Fortnite when it first came out, which is probably around 2014, 15, 16, around that particular couple of years.
Gotcha.
I believe like Fortnite was like the best experience possible. But like even then, like they like from then to now, they've added so many cosmetic items that you can get through in-game currency, whether you buy it or you play it. But then they also added other modes. They added other things to appeal more toward the casual crowd. But then for the competitive crowd, for those who want to compete at high levels, they have that whole separate thing too. And then also on top of that, they have like separate leagues for that too as well, all in the games. So yeah, and like same thing with GTA 5. Like they added so much additional content. It's like, yeah, base is this, but then like you experience the game over and over so many times, and there's so much more that's being brought into the game.
Absolutely.
You know, I do think there's a give and take, but some things are necessary for those
to
particular.
That.
I'm not saying that for every game, but for some games they are justified for what they come to do. They're trying to extend the life of the particular title or the particular game, and this is how they do it.
I have no problem with the quality of life extensions to make games further replayable. You know, more replayable, adding content, things like that. Star Wars Battlefront had that issue in 2015 when it launched. It had basically nothing but Walker Assault and like I think 3 or 4 other game modes. And over time, it became a bigger game. It grew. And it didn't cost money to do that. It just grew over time, bit after bit by bit by bit. But you had to pay that base price, you know. But and I think, like you said, for Fortnite, for instance, Fortnite is the rare thing where it's like it's mostly free. But if you want those quality of life updates for either competitive or for casual, you are going to pay that price. But I think it's much more easy to do that when something is free. For instance, like you said, like it's hard to square this circle of gaming to getting too expensive, because if you hypothetically were to compare this to a time when online gaming wasn't major, let's say like 2002, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the games were either bargain bin or they were full price.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't have one or the other, and you definitely didn't have free games, you know. So you were stuck in this rut of having to pay full price for an experience that is good. Meanwhile, in the present, you have a lot of games that are free to play that are still good experiences overall. Even like that stretch of time when Fall Guys was fucking big. That time when Fortnite, like you said, Fortnite is not as big as it was, but it had its
Fortnite's
peak.
Huge.
It's still huge. Yeah,
it's still fucking massive.
And my sister was showing me this week like all the different game modes they have now, where it's like racing and all that.
Oh yeah.
Like it's crazy how much wider of a thing that this has become. It's incredible. But yeah, I just think it's hard to square the circle. It's well, like I wanted to bring this up as an idea because it feels like there are many things that are, you know, for instance, every year you have to pay a certain price now to play with people competitively online. Like that is a requirement, at least if you're not playing through PC. You have to pay a certain price, and you have to pay for hypothetically a battle pass if you depended on a certain game. Not all games require that. You tack those things on. If you don't, let's say you have to pay for internet. If you are the one paying for internet gets tacked on, but you're usually using internet for different features. But gaming is now requiring more steps to step into if you want that experience, you know. So I think that those things have to be applied when you compare to like when, you know, generations past, when let's say it was a game that you were playing on the couch. If you're playing a game on a couch, you didn't need online, you didn't need an online membership, you didn't need a battle pass, you didn't need any of that. You just played with your friends on a couch online. You bought the game, and that was it. You know, it's a weird balance.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely a good give or take.
There's a lot of because like there's also like again what the factors is like it depends on like what the company itself, like what they see the value of either development, the property, or they just want to take advantage of the pricing scale and be greedy. I can give a couple examples. Like one of the example is Sonic Mania came out for $20. That's a 2D Sonic. Thank you. That roach is bothering me. That's a 2D Sonic game with with a decent amount of levels. Sonic Superstars coming out for full price $60. Is there enough content to warrant that? Maybe it's probably the same amount of content as Mania, but maybe Sega is just deeming the game more valuable than the Mania, or are they trying to get back the production cost for it since it is in 3D? The Crash Insane Trilogy is the biggest one. That is 3 PlayStation games remade from the ground up in one package for $40.
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot 4 came out for full price $60. That is one game. It is a new game made from the ground up, but it is one game compared to that collection they just released 3 years prior for $60.
Right.
But I guess to warrant the cost, they loaded that game with so much fucking
added
collectibles.
Yeah, right.
Collectibles, not DLC, but there was a fuck ton of collectibles. It is goddamn nearly impossible unless you're a gamer with a lot of time and stands to 100% that fucking shit. And the biggest example is whatever Nintendo does. You got the Pokemon games that they're in terms of the RPGs. They certainly look on the weak side. They don't look like their graphics are up to snuff to what the Switch has to what the modern system isn't having to offer.
Right.
Even when they're on a 3DS, it doesn't even seem like they're making the most use out of 3DS, and they're clearly not making the most use out of the Switch with Sword and Shield coming out. But there's also even less Pokemon than there was in the previous gen because they're cutting back on some Pokemon, but charging full price, which is also more expensive than the 3DS games that came before it. And Nintendo, all the Nintendo games, all their IPs, almost all their main IPs will always come out full price.
Yes. Even if they're
and that's up and sometimes it's not about the game, sometimes it's not even about the quality. Even though Nintendo is good with quality, but sometimes it's just about the IP itself.
Right.
The IP itself is just it's worth this much money. And this is an example you can relate to, Brian. Motherfucking Street Fighter V came out with fucking nothing.
Okay.
Not even a fucking training mode. No training mode, but not even a fucking versus CPU mode, and not even a fucking real arcade mode. And they're still hey, $60 full price, but also if you want everything, you better buy this fucking DLC, dude. You better buy this fucking battle pass.
On a scale of 1 to a billion, I was fucking pissed. I was
pissed. I bought that shit day one.
So, and here's the great thing. I did too. I bought it day one too. I pre-ordered that shit. I played it. Yo, dog, the netcode was trash. The beta was suck. I played somebody that literally lives in the same neighborhood as me, and the netcode was literally that bad. It was that fucking bad. Oh, dog. It was Dark Ages. And then Tekken came out, and I said, we out of here. We are out of here. We're out of here. And then that solidified everything. Street Fighter V got much, 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 much better.
Over time.
It did.
Way down the line. I mean, this was years down the line. It didn't even start getting decent.
Tekken came out to 5?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
It didn't start getting decent until maybe 3.5 years into it. That's when it started becoming a decent fighting game.
In 2015, 16? When did that drop? 14, 15.
Yeah, about 14, 15. Yeah. So I think maybe 15. Maybe 15.
It was 15. It was after I got my PC.
Yeah. But all I know is that shit was a fucking atrocious ass game. It was atrocious. It was fucking atrocious.
But they thought it was fine to start with that without any features. And we started with this topic with Forza being okay with launching with nothing, with essentially no key pieces gone. A very similar situation. I will say, a similar situation on my side. I think we were both very excited for Mario Strikers. We were both very excited for Mario Strikers, and the fact that
game was fire.
The gameplay was fire. The content I thought was very limited. The gameplay I think was executed fine. Look at this man behind us, a freak of nature. But the gameplay I thought was great.
Oh, yeah,
but
it's
like in terms of just the cosmetic stuff, it's like it
Yeah,
never
the
really
frame.
got off the ground the way that I wanted. Players' options weren't really widespread as much as I wanted, but it was still to me a just about complete game. But I do think even that was limited in its own right.
Now I will go ahead and say this though.
Street
Fighter.
Not to cut you off. Ace Combat Infinity came with basically nothing as well. Fucking lunacy that an Ace Combat game this was like very end of the PS3 era.
Okay.
Came with basically nothing. Like very weird inclusion. So
strange.
yeah,
Ace Combat's usually like a fucking gold. Brian, you want to get started on Gran Turismo and pay real world money for fucking cars?
Oh fuck, that was a thing for what is that 6?
I think it started at 5. No, it started at 6.
No.
It started at 6.
Well,
You're right.
The cost for cars in 5 wasn't bad to me at the time because you got packs.
No, the problem was 6. It started really bad in 6.
Well, 6 was just like it was weird.
From what you told me, I never played it. I'm gonna be honest.
I didn't have after playing it later. I didn't have significant issue with 6. But yeah, the car pack cost was fucking ridiculous. The idea of like that was nuts. I actually prefer Sport way more to 6. I think Sport was going after a great idea compared because they were leaning straight into that FIA champion, which is the movie. They were leaning straight into that like hardcore in the movie.
We're definitely going to go see that, right?
I'm going. I mean, I'll be going at some point, but I'm not like in a mad rush to see it. But it's
I definitely really do want to see it. But I was going to say
But yeah, you were going to Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6, I think is a really good example of a very well put together game from the base.
Yeah.
Even before the first DLC wave came, which was Rashid, I think it was a really good base game. And then when they added more onto it, they can kind of expand a little bit more in that story mode. So I personally haven't played much of World Tour, but I've seen a lot of what other people have been doing, even with like the customizations of it, and like how wild and wacky they all over the place they can be.
Yeah,
and it's pretty decent. It's actually pretty good. I've even took the time out to like start creating my character. I ain't gonna lie, the customization is pretty deep. It reminds me of the wrestling games from the late 2000s, I believe. Yeah, where the customization is like really deep. Yeah, really deep. You could even start mimicking other real life entities, past and present celebrities and all that other stuff. Yeah. But the main core for Street Fighter, as a fighting game fanatic, you don't have a story mode.
Right.
But you do have your it does appeal to the casual crowd, so that will be your World Tour. Customization for your own individual avatar, and you also have very unique battle modes via Extreme Battle and also World Tour. I think I mentioned that before. No,
you mentioned, but still.
Yeah, but still. So you do have all of that, and then you have for the people who are already in the competitive spot. Of course, you got your ranked mode. You got your character, stuff like that. They also have like really I wouldn't say it's the best, but for the game itself and for what the competitive players are looking for when they actually try to advance quickly and understand the game at a deep depth, it has those particular tools in the training mode for it. So it has your frame data, it has other measurements for how you measure particular term called meaties and a whole bunch of other
deeply specialty content in the fighting realm.
Yes, into the competitive aspect.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it helps you develop those contents a lot faster. Yeah, a lot faster. But like it has a good mix of everything for everybody.
Right.
And it got like some really good replay valuable because like even the pro players do want to kind of be head empty. They do want to be head empty.
They just want to be able to just.
Just dive. Extreme Battle is a really good way of like just throwing in depth. They're like, hey, we're gonna throw all these wild things at you. Have fun. Because I played it with Ken Biscuits. Look at him right over there.
Good transition.
We played a little bit of Extreme Battle. I think it was when the beta was or when the game first released. Which one was it?
I didn't have no beta. I just had the game.
Oh yeah. So I think it was like early when the game first released. We played Extreme Battle, and I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. Yeah. Because there was like a couple times where it felt like a real training mode, max every resource kind of type of experience. And I said, "Oh, we got maximum resources. I'm about to do some dumb shit real quick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's that, but like, you know, compared to other fighting games that are either
in that similar space.
Whether it be the anime ones or the other mainstream contenders.
Yeah.
It really competes very well, and it kind of almost sets a high
it
bar.
sets
Be like,
the
hey,
bar
look, I know in the previous game, for both games actually, both Tekken and Street Fighter, which is two like the bigger juggernauts in the fighting scene currently. Yeah, even though we both didn't start out with all these extra additional things for our competitive crowd and casual crowd,
we caught up.
Street Fighter 6 came out first, and they said, hey, we're gonna set the bar. We're giving everybody. We're gonna give y'all some of this. We give y'all some of that.
Right.
And then we got a beautiful product. I ain't gonna lie, Street Fighter 6 is a really solid fighting game. As far as if you want to get really good at it, or if you just enjoy Street Fighter.
I mean, on the subject of gaming getting too expensive, like, when it comes to the fighting game community, in terms of, like, pricing, it's always hit...
Hey, who the fuck is that over there?
Oh shit, it's a guy with a pole in the...
But like, in terms of pricing, it's always hit and miss because unless it's indie, every fighting game will come out for full price. Guaranteed.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, these indie games, they gonna give you a run for your fucking money.
Oh, they will.
Yo, dog.
They will.
Some of these indie games are built very good.
They're getting better. Like
well.
a lot, like
very well.
Fucking them fighting hurts is a shit.
Oh, them fighting hurts is a really good one because I saw the first culmination of it before it got changed to that because of some
like in its final
other
build?
issues. Not alright. So no. So we were in school at the time.
Right.
In fact, we had the gaming club there, and
My Little Pony fighting is magic.
Yes, that. Oh, that's what it first was.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh shit.
But
yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I saw the trailer. That shit was.
Hasbro was like, stop using our fucking cutesy characters to beat up each other. And then they were like, oh shit, sorry, I guess we'll make our own.
That's fucking
but then
now like
I think
Arizona
it was
Ice
Lauren
Tea.
False.
What the?
What?
Yeah, I said now like Arizona Ice Tea.
Yeah. I think the the designer of like Friendship is Magic. I think her name is Lauren False. Is that correct, Brian? Yeah.
It's not transit. There we go. Were you pushing the button the same time I was pushing the
I
button?
wasn't. I was touching my Steam Deck.
Oh, okay.
But
as you can see,
she was like, I'll help out with the new designs, and it was like, oh fuck yes, thank you. And like they made their own IP pretty much, and the game is still golden.
Shit, golden.
Like I'm glad they didn't lose a good game, like a good game they built up.
You know, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it might be better. I think they made
they
a
improved
couple
it since.
they definitely
because they improved it since it was still like what they built was still built under that Friendship is Magic thing because like
that engine is still there. Yeah.
All those original characters are obviously built over like the main characters of Friendship is Magic because those are all you can see all the personality types of each character. And easily compared to like the main characters of the freaking Pony Gang. Yeah.
The other thing I'm gonna note is that the Arizona joke I made earlier is a double entendre. I do actually like the Arizona tees. They're really good.
Yeah.
And
you were killing the magic. Did you just made the camera angle?
I did that way before you saw it.
Yeah, he did.
Dude, I'm sorry.
I know, but it's like it's even more over here now.
Mark, we're in the fucking desert. It's hot as fuck. No, we're in the southern heat. It's hot as fuck.
All these damn lights are cooking us.
Chicago is melting.
It's like you're trying to film a commercial for Disney Park where you're like filming the back of the animatronics.
There's no immersion. There's no immersion, man. It doesn't matter. It's over. It doesn't.
The other thing I was gonna say, the other side of double entendre is that my go-to character in that game is also named Arizona.
Oh my god! You just brought it all around. Very nice. Very nice. Guys, we're gonna. We need to wrap it here. There's Jesus, this has been quite a show. There's no way to square that circle. There's no way to square that question.
Yeah, that's what I said. Was like that's a loaded one. That's loaded.
Yeah, but that's how we get a discussion like this. So I think it turned out well in the self.
That was the worst discussion we ever had. That was shitty.
Play more games, talk less.
That was shitty. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was bullfuck. That shit, bullshit. Bullfuck. I'll keep it. Yeah, bullfuck.
This is terrible. The shit coming out of his mouth is so awful and stupid. It's.
This is fucking bullshit. I'd I rather eat the rotten. I'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in my ear. I'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. I'm the angriest gamer you ever heard.
Would you ever?
Are you angrier than angry video game nerd?
you know it. Thank God you know it. Because like I made the same joke like when over like Bryan's house the other day and nobody got it because like you guys didn't watch fucking old internet videos back in the day.
Over Bryan's house.
Well, you actually introduced me to that.
House.
You weren't over my house a couple days ago. What are you talking about?
Anthemocracy, a couple fucking months ago.
Years.
Yeah, probably years of
decades.
I've been in this heat for years. I haven't fucking drank anything in hours.
In case y'all haven't noticed, bacon is being baked.
Yeah, I feel you. That's why we need to end this fucking conversation. Meanwhile, he went on a fucking cursing rampage for some goddamn.
Hey, look, in celebration,
made this video demonetized at the very end. Nice job.
Fucking bullshit. Fuck shit. Fuck shit. Bullshit. Fuck.
Hey, in celebration of this episode, go play some fucking games.
Yes.
Even if you've never played a game before, go play some games.
For this episode, Bacon, what do you recommend?
Skee ball. Wait, what am I recommending?
Game-wise. Play it today. What do you guys recommend? Well, back to you. Well, unless you want... Mark, do you got one? You have one? K9 Biscuits. What do you got? Alright, fuck you all. I'm gonna recommend Burnout Paradise. I know it got a lot of hate in the beginning, but I've jumped back into it.
It's a very beautiful game.
PS3, it's a very beautiful game. It's so replayable. There's so much to do, and the fact that we haven't gotten another Burnout game in over 10, now 13 years is why you should also play Burnout Paradise, because it's the only one that's on newer platforms. So go out and play Burnout Paradise. It's a good time, and yeah, I recommend it. So Bacon.
Play
fucking... Mark, Bacon, you got a choice?
Oh, no, you can go first.
You go first now.
Ah, fuck. Alright. Let's see here. I know the new Mortal Kombat's coming out very, very soon. And I mean next month soon.
That's right.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. I will play it as an avid fighting game player. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that story is gonna be fire. That's one thing I can expect so far. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 1.
Cool. And this probably will be out around the time it's out, so good recommendation.
Yeah.
Play. I love Groove Coaster, so I love me some rhythm games. So one of my favorite ones is Groove Coaster YY Party for the Switch. There is also Groove Coaster on PC too. But like YY Party just has like a lot of shit, and Groove Coaster is fucking awesome, and you only need one button in the control stick.
All right.
I mean, if you don't feel like Groove Coaster, there's also Final Fantasy. A very similar game to that is Final Fantasy Rhythm Theater.
I thought you were about to recommend a full Final Fantasy game. I was like, how the fuck is that related? What in God's name are you trying to say?
Final Fantasy Rhythm Theater is a full Final Fantasy game. Thank you very much. It got RPG elements.
Oh, shut the fuck. All right. My bad. Excuse me. I'm not trying to get into.
So I did recommend a full Final Fantasy game.
I'm really not trying to get into the Final Fantasy lore. So fuck that. All right.
But I can. It all starts with Cloud.
Oh, wait. While we're here talking about games, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, their story mode, gag reel, is some of the funniest comedic things I've ever witnessed in a game ever.
Right.
And part of it is tied to the lore, but the other part of it is the actual delivery, and I ain't gonna lie.
That happens quite a few times.
That shit's funny. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine. Guys, this has been Blasphemy Turbo Ports. I was Clan Mask. I was joined today with...
We got him. We caught him red-handed. Demonetize us and arrest that man.
Yes. I was joined today with Bacon. Where can they find you? It's so hot. I can't even speak words anymore.
Hot.
Shut the fuck. Please let him speak.
Okay, so, if you want to randomly find me,
Not in person.
Oh.
Not in person.
Oh, Jesus I was about to drop the address and say pull up.
That boy lives across the street from the McDonald's down the hill. Get his ass.
Oh my God, please. We need to end this, please. It's so hot. Mark, shut the fuck up.
Well, actually, if you do want to catch me in real life, Xanadu Games in Laurel Park, Maryland. I might be out there.
Ooh. Okay.
That's it. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
I go in there and I'll play games.
That's not a bad drive either.
No, it's not a bad job. I go out there, I compete in fighting games. Come see me. Put some money on it. Or don't.
I'm so tired, Mark.
Other than that, my YouTube...
I just want to tell you, I'm so tired of this.
God, it's fucking roasting in your
Shut
head.
the fuck up!
I ain't gonna lie, this boy's cooking
Dude,
me
you
right
can
now.
hear me sizzling.
Mark, please shut the fuck up. Your YouTube, sir. Bacon.
My YouTube. My YouTube is Bryan's Archive. I'm mostly, if you see me on there...
That's with an I.
Yes, correct.
Okay, yes,
so what I'm mostly posting on there is I'm mostly I'm playing a lot of Marvel 3 currently, and I post a lot of video. I post a lot of reference videos on there for myself that I can re-reference it, and also for other players in the community. So shout out to the Marvel 3 community. Also, just recently had one of their biggest entrants in Evo this past couple weeks ago. Yeah. So yeah, it was
Marvel
quite
community
a time.
represent.
Oh yeah, he was there too.
Oh, he was there.
Not at Evo, but he was there with me at Combo Breaker. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah, so technically he's a part of our community too, by proxy.
By proxy, no one wanted him there, but
Shout out to Proxy too.
shout out to proxy.
Yes.
But yeah, you can find him there. All right, don't mind my fucking camera work here. Plus, look at this.
Play more Mod Nation Races.
It's like a fucking documentary over here. But yeah, so you can find him at Bryan's. Is that Bryan's _archives or is that Bryan's
No,
archives?
just space. Bryan '_S Archive.
All right.
Correct. And all you gonna see is, yo, why is that Dormammu doing power to 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 power? Oh my God, it's a meteor shower.
Jesus.
It's raining fireballs.
All right, Mark, go ahead and fucking introduce yourself because you're gonna just be fucking around the whole time. Go ahead. Just say what the fuck you are. If you don't say it, I
You can find me at K9biscuits.com. That's K9biscuits.
All right.
Yeah, we got him.
At Democracy, of course. Find me at AT. God, this farted. God damn it. ATHEMOCRACY.com. You will find a video where I focused on Project Q, and we talked about that obviously on this podcast, but it's further detailed. Mark, now after all the jokes, we'll talk about his shit after putting some cum in his mouth. All right.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Wait, who's gonna do that? You?
Well, look at his tongue. His tongue is out. He's pointing at himself on the camera.
Pointing at you.
Tag your head.
You should have never given me the fucking power to do this shit.
This is not technical difficulties. Does this count?
Oh Jesus! We're gonna kill someone that's watching this fucking thing while the fucking transition. We're gonna just put some static.
We are extending
Play
this
Duck
where-
Hunt with your friends.
We are extending this with tomfoolery.
Guys, all right, guys.
Alright, there ain't nowhere to find me.
Guys,
You guys been
thank you for watching this episode. Again, I will have to do a lot of stitching at the end of this, but there was a good conversation about fighting games at the end of this topic. So I will definitely make sure that is in there. I might even fragment it into a different one completely because I think that in terms of length of this, we can stretch this for a certain degree. So, guys, again, thank you for watching. Again, joined with Bacon, K9 Biscuits, and
Woo! Come on, Pookie, let's tear this motherfucker down! Let's tear this motherfucking down, Pookie! Woo!
Shadow Clone Jutsu!
Alright, line it out, everybody!